Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to a channel update. I haven't done one of these in a really long time, and it's time to catch up on some things here particularly. And I'll have some World of Warships footage likely playing in the background. So, as many of you who follow along on the channel, thank you for following along first off. I do need to say I never officially made a video or a community post, just saying thank you that we passed over 2,500 subscribers. I really appreciate that. Life's been more hectic in different ways over the last 2 months for myself. So good ways, not necessarily all bad, maybe a little bad, but overall it's all good. So thank you that we are now over 2,500 subscribers on the channel. I really appreciate that. So what I need to say and get to is summer schedule. So you probably, many of you noticed I haven't really had a normal routine of a schedule in terms of the videos like I like to get out every week. I like to try to at least hit on the intermediate or veteran player guide video series at least once every week or two. A naughty or nice video here and there. A typical Friday, Saturday highlight of a certain ship in the game. Friday showing the ship, Saturday doing upgrade commander build video on said ship, because it's always hard to keep up with a lot of the new ships coming into the game, but also as the game changes, like commander build videos, commanders changing in terms of their skills in the game, like a video I've maybe done back in 2022, let's say as an example with Montana or 2021, that video is not relevant because some of the skills and things have changed around commanders in that since, right? So I've not been able to do regular videos this summer for a few reasons. One is just life details, the IRL, the in real life, whether it's helping Mrs. Flimsy with her business and also seeking to add on a job with that. It's the continuous unending house hunting and navigating the banks and systems, all that here in Norway. For those of you who are newer, I'm an American, but I've been living in Norway for over 5 years now. And then also with my job, there's a few things that come up, mostly all positive, but I've been having interns as of late, and I quite like investing in younger people with the profession and area that I'm in. So I like to be quite intentional with the time that I take, whether that's during work hours or even outside of work hours with that. So I've not been able to have any type of my normal routine in terms of videos every week. And it's summer, right? And having fun, taking opportunities to go do things with Mrs. Flimsy, go to local beaches, go on hikes like Preikestolen, Pulpit Rock, in the area that I live here in southwestern Norway around Stavanger. So there's a lot of fun things to do during the summertime, and summer life really begins to slow down here in Norway, and it's about taking advantage of it since much of the year it's not as much sun, but cooler temperatures, right? And that. So all that to say, I'm going to talk more about the upcoming summer schedule for the remainder of a few days remain of June, and in particularly July. A lot's going to be going on. So there is a possibility, I submitted it today, that maybe, I don't know, Jingles takes a video, a Game of Thrones video I submitted to him. I'm going to feature that video on my own channel here tomorrow. It was crazy close, and several times thought perhaps this is the end. So I'm going to feature it, give my own commentary towards it. There was a great, a fun guy, gal on the enemy team in Vermont, and so we got to talk after the battle, and I submitted his replay as well to Jingles in the same submission I gave to Jingles to see perspectives of both teams for this possible Game of Thrones. So I'll feature it here on the channel tomorrow, so look for that. The next thing would be I have a work trip coming up, number third item, starting on Sunday through Thursday. I have a road work trip. We'll be out on the road So I won't be around to get any regular content going. So whatever videos I end up recording today, Friday, and on Saturday, that's the only thing that's going to be up in the coming week. If I'm able to get 2-3 videos done, we'll see. Depends. So I won't be around in that regard, but still be monitoring Discord, the FlimsyLunchTray Discord channel and stuff. I got some admin, a good moderator there. And then after that trip ends, we'll either be then going to Denmark for a few days as part of Mrs. Flimsy's birthday, taking some time out there for 3, 4, 5 days. Not sure. Travel a little bit around Denmark. I've been there before. I was there last year. Definitely not a hilly country, but been finding some nice things about Denmark, and so we're going to go back, and particularly looking at Legoland as being one of the things. Then after that trip, if that trip still falls through, we'll be coming back at home for a week or less, and then be taking a U.S. trip to go spend some time with my family. So that's right now will be a 2-week trip. But that 2-week trip is subject to change, just because one of the in real life things is my grandmother's health has not been well. So we actually already thought she would pass, to be honest, already. She's 94 years old and quite frail, in a lot of pain, but she's been in hospice. So she essentially, her health is just, she's lived a really long, full life, but her veins are really frail with blood. So she was having some internal bleeding, and originally they had her on blood thinner because of some blood clots she has, and she has like, I don't know, 5 or more blood clots now, and they were only able to kind of put this screen near her heart, something like that, if one of the clots decides to release. So it's like, that could cause issues, or, she could end up having a stroke even. So she's been hanging in there. She's a wonderful elderly lady, very important member of our family. So it's been kind of up in the air if I'd have to go back to the U.S. for a funeral, as an example. So that might dictate my time ahead still in July, and kind of just flip things all around. So between this work trip, between tentative trip to Denmark and confirmed trip that might change in schedule to US, I'm really probably not going to have a lot of content over the month of July. Maybe like a video or 2 a week max, to be honest. And then towards the end of July, we'll get back into somewhat of a normal routine of, let's say, I'll just say 4 videos a week, probably not 5. I like doing 5, but not always possible. And especially if you end up getting a house, then it'll probably drop down to like 4 a week or something, just because, YouTube is not my full-time gig. So that being said, in terms of the future of the channel, still going to be covering World of Warships content. I've been hoping to get some more Helldivers videos. I kind of missed the big Super Earth event being invaded. I was playing, but I just wasn't recording any content at that time. Just kind of enjoying that and fighting against the Illuminant. So still be a mix of World of Warships and Helldivers content on the channel. Maybe we end up spanning into another game. Those of you who've been around the channel even longer have noticed I'm not even covering Armored Warfare anymore. The last several updates or something like that with Armored Warfare has been conflicting with the NVIDIA graphics processing unit, your GPU cards, if I have that correct in my head. Or just it demands more of your graphics card than what should be. I think that's the correct way of phrasing it. Perhaps I've got it mixed up in my head because it's been a while since I've read it, so forgive me if that's not accurate fully, if there's something else to add on there. So I don't really want to mess with Armored Warfare when it's doing that, and then like you end up having to go back like several updates on your graphics card to download a previous driver or 2 ago. And that's just annoying because I want to have more of the current driver updates for the graphics card. So I haven't played Armored Warfare in like 3 months at least, to be honest. Yeah, I ended up just not touching that game much more. And to be honest, I'm not even playing World of Warships as much as I used to. I mean, one is just because of the summer schedule and like everything going on. I've kind of got out of a rhythm of like, let's say, playing on average, let's say 2 to 5 games a day, almost. Now it's been 2 games max if I'm lucky. Otherwise, I just log in, get stuff, and log out from the dailies and whatnot. So that's been about it. So not a lot of World of Warships, and I think just kind of more the gimmick stuff in the game is beginning to annoy me more and more. You know, even this video I'm going to showcase tomorrow is going to be again in the tier 10 Italian battle cruiser, the Varese, for this Game of Throws that I've submitted to Jingles to see if he ends up interested in it or not. You know, you got gimmick ships like that, like, and in this game, it's like, then now I'm fighting against, was it the Wilhelm de Eerste, the Dutch battleship that's like, I think it's like a Duncan or St. Vincent or something, but, you know, but then now has a 15-kilometer airstrike that pins 46-millimeter deck, I think maybe similar to Peninsula Norena. So that was just more and more aircraft in the game. Like, why call it World of Warships anymore? Just call it World of Warplanes. Like, seriously. There's so much aircraft in the game. So that's annoying me. And subs, hybrid planes. Yeah, more gimmicks in the game. You know, especially like the Valpreso. Like, that's just dumb. You know, when you watch a Valpreso, like, player who's brawling and, you know, he loses, like, gets citadeled by Rhode Island and on the verge of death. And then, you know, because he can get his damage control party and repair party back instantly, like instant cooldown, like within a couple of seconds because of the gimmick of that boat, you know, then it's like, it's so stupid and so hard to kill Valpreso players. Like, they honestly have to be really dumb, or you just have to dev strike them, or a lot of damage at one time to knock them out. So it's like really pay to win. Like, even the experimental ships, you could say there's an element of pay to win there. I mean, you have to be playing the game to get the intel reports, and then you got to spend a lot of credits for these ships that are just going to be pulled out in update 14.7 unless Wargaming changes their mind and they're to stay. Like, honestly, I could see Wargaming pulling the ships and then reintroducing them where you have to like regrind them up again. Wouldn't surprise me. Like, you know, Wargaming tactics, Wargaming lack of development in the game anymore. So it just feels like the game isn't really progressing anymore, to be honest, besides these copy and paste ships of Scharnhorst Black, Scharnhorst 43. Like, even they did it with the Johnston. Was it GQ Johnny or whatever? They copy pasted the ship in that regard. Yeah, so, I mean, I understand, like, it's a game. You need to make money off of it, of course, but it just, a lot of times, like, it's much more greedy monetization of the game compared to 3-4 years ago even. So they kind of make it hard to play the game sometimes, to be honest. I think there was even a poll on shoot, what is that called? There's a YouTube channel. I'm going to pull it up in the background because I want to say it correctly. They deserve me saying it correctly. Just looking off to the side. World of Warships best moments. I'm actually going to go to their channel right now. They did a poll. Go to their post. Yes, this was 2 weeks ago. I can throw it up on the screen here if I remember to. What they ask is, World of Warships still relevant, boys? Question mark. And girl, I guess. 21% people said WoWs is still fun. Only 1% said WoWs has a bright future. 60%, including myself, said World of Warships is dying, and 18% said meh. But, you know, of course, this is, you know, World of Warships best moments, and they might have their own type of audience player base that's not so excited about the game itself. You know, and then you can see this, like, you go to the comments, like, a person saying, I played since open beta, I quit last year, notice that I quit several months ago, and it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. That's actually really funny, or not funny, it's sad, but I've seen many people who say something along the lines like, I quit playing World of Warships X amount of time ago, and I'm really grateful that I finally quit playing World of Warships. Like, that's not great. And then now someone said the best way for me to play right now is playing when I really want to, and when I used to play World of Warships daily, but now I just log in and play a few battles with my favorite ships and log off. Yeah, I still enjoy the game, but I don't see a bright future with its publisher, and the statistics show that we're losing more and more players. Yeah, so a lot of comments there. Wells is dying, but the doctor will still stamp the death certificate only when the last YouTuber leaves. So plenty of fun compilations ahead for us, I guess. So that's World of Warships Best Moments. They do a great job with their channel and the highlights and stuff. So that's over 1,000 people voting on this poll, actually. So that's like, wow. So, I mean, I would say overall, enjoy playing World of Warships, but I have had to really critique and kind of pull back how I engage with the game. And you kind of get to this point where you just, I'm going longer to talk than I anticipated now, but you kind of get to the point with the game, like, okay, the game is what it is. There's nothing that I'm going to change that. I mean, you have community contributors, you know, to even watch community contributors shift, you know, you have ones that come in really excited about the game and that, and then, you know, year to third year, you know, hits, it's like, no, Wargaming doesn't care what I say. It doesn't matter to them. They're just actively ruining the game. You know, that kind of interaction among players in World of Warships. So, so for myself, I've really had to kind of, you know, I finished grinding all the ship lines except a couple submarine and I think aircraft carrier lines maybe. And I just really have had to accept that the game is what it is, even if I don't think it's going down the best road. I don't think it has been for the last 2 to 3 years, honestly. And then just play ships, play game modes that are overall fun. And if I just I play a game or two and it's just like crap, I just log off. Like, why bother, right? You know, the video I'm going to show tomorrow. I'm actually going to use that video. I've only played 2 games yesterday. The first game was a complete blowout, and it was really a blowout because the game was forfeited. I don't know, I have to watch back through the replay, but basically the battleship players cost the game because of the stupid tactic of all battleships going to one flank and then they all hide behind islands and they don't push, while, you know, the whole team can go take objective zones, push freely, and, you know, destroyer players can't prevent cruisers and battleships, you know, effectively pushing into them when they don't have any battleship support, player support. So that's going to be like an intermediate veteran player guide series video, I think. So I'm hoping maybe that one's up next week. We'll see. Depends on what other video content I get out. And that just highlights for me the skill floor of the player base has dropped dramatically compared to 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I'd say particularly 3 years ago, where it's just gotten worse. I mean, you can't even play World of Warships, the flagships, Operation Flagships or Operations solo, or even if you're division up with a really talented operations player, because you don't know what op you're going to get, right? Without consistently losing ops anymore, because players, for some reason, I'm not saying all players, but there's a portion of the player base who they just want to play and they don't even read on the top left of the screen the primary objective, you know, escort Bourgogne to the designated area on the map. And what do? They all hide behind the Bourgogne. They hide behind the Rouen, I think is the name of the bot in the game. So then Bourgogne moves up and gets torpedoed by all the destroyers or a cruiser, or just takes a lot of damage from the battleship because players don't put themselves between them and the enemy bots, and so you just lose the objective. I mean, I don't understand how you can make it any clearer than primary task, escort the ship. You will lose the game if you do not escort the ship. So just the player skill level has really collapsed because we lost a lot of veteran players in the game, a lot of people who were willing to take time in the chat and encourage other players and giving feedback and advice. And Wargaming effectively drove those veteran players away. So now the total player pool is as not as skilled as it used to be. It'd be interesting to look to see what is the average win rate of World of Warships now compared to, let's say, 2022. Go to June 2022 compared to June 2025. Maybe there's a metric for that with the World of Warships stats and numbers on the different servers, and just see if there's this change where effectively it's gone down, right? I would believe it has. That would be my hunch, that would be my opinion, but I don't have any facts or statistics to back that up. So really I've been having to moderate myself with World of Warships more so, and just accepting the game for what it is, accepting that the player base isn't as skilled as it used to be, like 3 expecting that I'm gonna have to try to carry. I mean, you can watch people like Gangburing Flamu who get 300, 400k games, and it like they still lose the game because the teammates aren't that great. And then just play more of my favorite ships, play the game in the way that I find fun, even if that means playing it less ultimately. So that's a channel update. That's kind of my headspace where I'm at with World of Warships in the game. So Helldivers 2 has been a breath of refreshing air to play a game that doesn't shove monetization down your throat. Like, that's amazing. It's probably one of the reasons why I like American Truck Simulator, even like Farming Simulator. Just because it's like a peaceful, quiet life, right? But to play a game Helldivers 2, where it's like you can earn money while playing the game, credits, and then just use that to buy the war bonds without really having to, you don't have to spend any money on the game of Helldivers 2 besides buying the game, and it's like crazy fun, right? So yeah, so that's just where I'm at right now. That's the channel. So don't expect too much to recap. You know, don't expect to see too much videos over the summer through July. I'm not going anywhere. Just traveling, work, family. I'm not gonna have as much time to be as consistent with video content. Yeah, so that's where it is. That's where we're at right now. But life is fun. I'm really happy overall with things right now. So. Despite even though I want to have more videos out for you guys and gals in the community, because I really, you know, the 2 things that I really effectively enjoy about the YouTube channel and World of Warships, playing the game World of Warships, is, if I remember this correctly, you know, the game is still fun for me to play at this point, but I really like the community of World of Warships and the community here on the YouTube channel, even if we get some spicy negative feedback from time to time. But that's every content creator has that. And like, I just kind of get to the point I don't care anymore with that. I mean, I've probably been that way more so for a while, but I try to be nice and meet people where they're at, even if they don't want to listen or just flat out disagree, which is cool. We all got our own opinions. But I still like the community that the YouTube channel has generated. And I still like the core community in World of Warships. Like, that's one of the reasons why, you know, and I don't actually get on it very often. The Death Strike forum, as I'm pulling it up on the side of my screen, I have a hotkey for it. There's good people there, so it's like, it's really nice to still have like some core network still in the game and the community. So that being said, that is the channel update for today. So if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Comment if you have thoughts on anything and what I've shared, maybe where you're at with the game. Maybe you're gonna have some big plans this summer. I hope many of you do have some time to get out, travel, breathe, enjoy life. Yeah, and thank you for those who've been supporting the channel, whether you're just more recent or for a long time. I truly do appreciate it. So with that being said, FlimsyLunchTray out. Have a good one.